Hi, my name is Dr. Victor Dolan, and I know that your most precious asset is your good health. I also know the best way to attain and maintain that good health is naturally, through diet, lifestyle, exercise, education, and information. And that's the point of this show, Good Health Naturally, through the information that we can give to you through our CTV show. With me today is Phil Pennacchia, who's a well-known figure here in the fitness world of Staten Island, who's been training people probably 20 years, right, Phil? Maybe more?
No, I'd say about maybe 35 years.
Oh, 35 years. Been involved in fitness for 40 years. He's a master trainer. What does that mean, Phil?
Well, a master coach is at a different level than a regular trainer. You know, you have fitness trainers, you have personal trainers. A master coach has to have a degree in college, have a degree in exercise physiology at King University, and the level of experience a master coach would have would be the amount of people you've trained. So I've trained over 1,000 people. So basically, it's experience and the education that separates a 3-day certification from a guy with a college degree who has 20, 30 years experience.
So you've trained over 1,000 people,
Yeah.
and how many hours training do you yourself have?
I've trained over exercise since 11 years of age. I'm 53, over 50,000 hours of exercise myself. So that has given me a lot of experience, some good, some bad, but I learned from it.
So now you've given us a hint. You're 53, so you're over 40.
Yeah.
And the goal of the show today is fit over 40.
Yes. A lot more body fat.
You'll raise your metabolic rate,
There you go.
and you'll burn more calories.
Right, because
per
muscle,
second, per
so
minute.
muscle burns 6 times, so you become a more efficient machine.
And
Right?
you're using more muscles because walking is actually quite efficient.
Right,
You don't burn a lot of calories walking
right.
unless you really step it up. And you don't have to run.
And not everybody can step it up.
But some people,
Right.
trudge
I mean,
along.
you go at your own, like we said before, you go at your own pace.
Yes.
And, maybe you start, and as you go on, you improve. It could be improving a little bit longer, a little bit faster in a shorter period of time. But I really think that some resistance training is mandatory in burning fat, building muscle, and even stimulating the endocrine system. So if you sprinted as fast as you could for 30 seconds, 3 days a week, or you walked 3 miles 5 days a week, at the end of the 6 months, the person that worked out 1.5 minutes, but with a higher intensity, would have leaner, more muscular, lower body fat level than the person that was just doing more longevity.
So you're telling us you like interval training too, rather than like the endurance training, walking for half an hour.
I like high intensity. I like training brief, intense, intelligent. So if you say to me, how long do I need to be in the gym? 15 minutes, 3 days a week, change your life. You change your life, you'll change other people's lives. You're an inspiration. So if you said to me, I'm going to do a set of curls, 5 sets, the way everybody else does it, or 1 set, very slow, very deliberate, 1 set, you would change your body more. So it's not long, but short. That's why a sprinter has more muscular legs than a long-distance runner, because they're overtrained. When you do too many sets or too much volume, the body goes into a state of shock. It gets scared. The nervous system gets no different than being in a car accident. So doing less sets, really good form, is the secret. And you don't need heavy weight. If you're doing everything slow and deliberate, you do not need heavy weight. You do not need to be in the gym every day. You do not need to go on low-calorie diets. There's a lot of, again, misinformation that people have.
What main activities do you do with your over 40 clients? And let's first break it up. Male comes to you, he's over 40. What are you going to do?
First thing I do, Dr. Dolan comes to me. How old are you, and what do you want to achieve? Well, you say to me, Phil, listen, I'm 55. I have a chiropractic business. I don't have much time. I have a family. I want to drop 20 pounds. Okay, so first thing I do is meet with people, because the bottom line is I want to make sure that they get what they want. And you have to have a clear idea what you want the result to be. Okay, so Dr. Dolan says he wants to lose 20 pounds, or whoever. Second thing is to design you a meal plan, because I really believe that nutrition is 80% of fat loss. Then an exercise program based on the evaluation. Well, you got a bad back, he's got a bad rotator cuff, so I'm going to do some external rotation. I'm going to make sure that he doesn't do overhead presses. I'm going to design a workout for your unique body type and situation. After that, we're going to start light. And all I want to do is say, hey, Dr. Dolan, just give me 3 months of consistent training. During that time, you're going to develop a liking to the exercise program, because it's going to make you feel better. You're going to learn about exercise, the form, techniques, and it's going to intrigue you. That's the whole goal. The more you understand the beauty of it and the scientific part of training, the more intrigued, more likely you are to stick to it and to be motivated for a lifetime. It's not going to get done in one day, but the main thing is teaching people the right way, designing something uniquely for their body type, because everybody's so different. So if you go online right now and copy somebody else's routine your age, is it going to work? No. Different genetic. So I go online, I'm going to copy Arnold Schwarzenegger's routine when he was 28. It will not work. So my body's different. 53-year-old man, injuries. What should I do? What can I do? How long should I work out? All that a trainer, especially someone with a lot of experience, should evaluate you, have a consultation, and then design something at that point in time that is right for you. That'll motivate you, that won't push you over the edge, and also your recuperative powers. Everybody, recuperative powers are different. So I design an individual workout, and then every 4 to 6 weeks I will change it, because your body will acclimate to unaccustomed stress. So even if you're doing a curl, you like it, don't fall in love with it. Our bodies are meant to change. Variety is the spice of training. Primitive man definitely used different muscles, did he not? One day a lion is chasing him. Next day he had to go hunt. So he was using different muscles. So our mind is, that's why people get bored and complacent. So you want to change an exercise program to avoid physical and mental acclimation every 4 to 6 weeks. All the movements should be changed.
What different or specific recommendations do you make to a woman over 40?
Nothing.
Nothing different from the man?
No.
Okay.
Whoever says that a woman should be, if I had to train an 80-year-old man, I'm going to eventually get it. Now, if you say to me, he has a particular degeneration in his spine, then even then I might still get him to do half squats or some version of a squat, because he has to get out of a chair every day. So no matter what, if I could strengthen the surrounding muscles, the inflammation in the area should stay the same or go even less. So, I think that whether you're a woman or a man, everybody should use different movements. There's no, well, men respond better to certain movements than women. Everybody needs to train intelligent, smart, and have good technique and vary the movements. There is no, well, he's 80, he shouldn't bench press. Well, we're starting with a broomstick, but he's going to bench press. We're going to make him use, when you're doing Tai Chi, you're doing all these movements, right? A lot of movements, and the body flows. The more movements, the better balance and harmony the body will be in. The better harmony, the better you'll feel.
Now, you've worked around a lot of injuries through your life, because you were hardcore.
Yeah.
And, you want to give a couple injuries at least that are common to people out there, and that they may come in to you and they have to work around. What part, name me 2 parts that you've injured and how you worked around them.
All right, let me see.
Do a shoulder. Come on.
Okay, I'll do a shoulder for you. All right, so I had a labrum tear. I tore my rotator cuff, partial. Had a ripped pec off the bone, meaning that my nipple was in the middle of my chest, benching 400 pounds.
Did this all happen at the same time?
No.
No, different times.
Yeah.
Was it always the same shoulder, too?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
I had 3, 2 on this side, 3 on this side, 3 surgeries. I also had debridement of my AC joint. So one thing I have to avoid is overhead presses. This overhead presses is not natural. My forward flexion, which is my range, my forward flexion range of motion overhead is weak. So I'll do more side laterals. I'll do more front laterals, but I'm still going to work my shoulder. So working around injuries.
So you've had 2 surgeries and 3 surgeries.
On my shoulders, 5 surgeries, yeah.
But you can work around that.
Yes.
Okay.
So what I did is I could not use the bar in the bench press. So I used the cable flies. But I experimented until I found something, different angles, different grips, different weights, even with a lightweight, till I found a range of motion that was right for my body. Everybody could find something to do. No matter what level you're at, you could find some kind of movement that will be beneficial for you.
There's a different technique or a different modification that can be done.
Right. If you have a bad shoulder and your grip was wide, something simple as just changing your grip to a narrow grip puts less pressure on the bicep tendon. And then he's also teaching slow, controlled speed. So lightening the weight and finding the right movements for that person. And if something doesn't work, you do something else. There's 10,000 movements out there. Sooner or later you find it, but you have to do something, not just sit home and say, the reason I'm not working out is because I have a bad back. I have 10 rips in my body. I'm 53, pain all over. I'm continuing to exercise. And I'm better than if I didn't.
Well, you mentioned the back, so let's talk about a spine injury. How are you going to work around that?
All right, I'll give you an example. I have a very bad sciatic nerve, right? Oh, the piriformis muscle, which is the muscle that is around, that the nerve goes through, and the upper glute. I'm doing leg press for years. Never went heavy. I only have maybe 150 pounds on there. I'm doing sets of 20, and I start getting this deep strain for no apparent reason. Nothing I did wrong, just wear and tear in my upper glute that connects to my pelvis. I couldn't do it. I kept them taking off. I came back. I couldn't do that leg press. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to try a bodyweight squat. So what I did is I started to go full, 90 degrees, and I felt a little strain, so I didn't go to 90. I went down to 70 degrees, and I came back up. I did 10 reps. It was all right. As long as I didn't go lower than, I had to go a little bit shorter than 90. Well, I should say no, not 90 each. It was 100, 110, not all the way down. Okay. As I started to do it, the muscles started to strengthen. And now I'm able to do 70 degrees, below 90, and I'm doing sets of 25. And my back is probably about 15% better than it was before. But it took me a while. I had to try so many different movements. I had to take off. I went from massage, acupuncture. Eventually, I found a movement and a combination of a holistic healing that worked for me. So movements and exercises for injuries. Exercises and movement heals. It's this finding, and that's where a trainer comes in. Yeah, I would have the knowledge to tell somebody, listen, if you have a rotator cuff tear, we're certainly not going to do military presses. Maybe we use a neutral grip instead of a regular grip. Maybe we got to use the machine. Maybe we got to use partial movements, but we're going to get blood into the area and we're going to get it moving.
Well, we have about a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So to our Staten Island audience, and the title of the show, Fit Over 40, talk to our 40 pluses and 50 pluses. What advice you want to give them, whether it's nutritional, workout, whatever.
No matter what happens in life, stay positive. No matter how bad it gets, don't look back. Don't complain. Burn the past. I am who I am right now. I'm not Mr. Staten Island. I'm a 53. Live in the body that you're at and make the best of it. Stay positive. Eat a little bit less. Move a little bit more. That's my advice. And one more thing. I know somehow people don't have faith no more in God. No matter how bad it gets, keep your connection with God.
Okay, wise words. A man with experience and academics. I'd like to thank everybody for watching Good Health Naturally. You can be fit over 40. You got to get out and move. Movement is life. If you stop moving long enough, they put you in a box. So you got to keep moving. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Phil Pennacchia, for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.